William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Spice Gate, a fantasy by Prashanth Srivatsa, performed by Deepti Gupta. A note before we begin. Don't forget to download the accompanying enhancement PDF from your audiobook provider. It contains a cast of characters and a breakdown of the kingdoms and spices found in the novel. To my grandparents and the infinite worlds they carried in their frail bodies. Chapter 1. A man who offers you tea without ginger is more miserly than one who doesn't offer you tea at all. Morsels of a Bent Back, Volume 1. Amir stood within the ring of erected stones encircling the spice gate in the midst of the saffron fields. The spice mark burned on his throat, sensing his proximity to the arch. Karim Bhai shuffled next to him, stoic as ever, hair ruffled, beard unkempt, age wrinkling his forehead. He held a pinch of turmeric in his hand. Amir counted the others, 40 carriers in all, 20 each to Vanasi and Halmora, squatting beside tilted sacks or perched on cartons filled to the brim with saffron, cardamom, and rhubarb, and vials of honey and crates of rosewood. Jhengara, the accountant, whistled an old tune at the front of the queue, a stack of papers beneath his arm, and an anxious tremble that was visible 20 feet away. Amir shivered, because no amount of experience could settle the nerves when it came to walking through the spice gate. Not for the first time, not for the 1,000th. It loomed ahead like a monstrous archway upon a pedestal, dressed in grey marble and ancient stone, its base withered and swamped with creeping vines that twisted around the pillars in a gnarled chokehold. But what caught Amir's attention, as always, was that swirling tempest beneath the arch, a veil like a melted mirror that held a storm within its prison. The soul of the 8 kingdoms ran through its crevices, a soul I want no part of. "Salam," Karim Bhai greeted one of the chowkidars. The guard waved a pike in their direction, its tip grazing Amir's elbow. Karim Bhai raised his hands in supplication and continued, "If you'd be so kind to tell us what we are waiting for?" The chowkidar shrugged and moved away. Amir clenched his fists, but prevented himself from prodding the chowkidar further. There was added security by the gate today, and Hasmin, the chief of the chowkidars himself, stood by the gate's arch, casting a derisive frown at the column of carriers waiting to sift through. Amir whispered in Karim Bhai's ear, "Don't tell me that now, of all times, they got a hunch about Ilangovan prowling Vanasi." He was careful to temper the tension in his voice as he mentioned the most wanted man in the 8 kingdoms. Karim Bhai sounded far less anxious. "They can pursue him all they want. But make no mistake, in those mouth-cursed towers, I'd no sooner find a dropped cardamom." It ought to have allayed Amir's fears a little. But as a bowler of Raluha, as a gate-cast carrier of the 8 kingdoms, his fortunes, like those of Karim Bhai, flickered like a candle about to be extinguished. And there's never been enough wax to begin with. Ilangovan was a source of light for Amir and the gatecast. Amir just needed to hold steady a while longer. Or better yet, go shine somewhere else, far away from Vanasi. Of course, Amir was not certain if Ilangovan was even in Vanasi. No one could ever really know.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?